All right, guys, Friday's strength portion. So today we have muscle endurance, okay? That's our focus today. So you see 10-minute AMRAP and a CrossFitter thinks 10-minute AMRAP, as many rounds as possible. Don't treat it like that, okay? This is just getting rounds of bench press in. So if you don't have a bench, we do glute bridge, floor press, okay? Glute bridge increases the range of motion of that bench press if we're bringing our elbows, tucking our elbows in and bringing them all the way down. And it also activates that posterior chain, giving us a very, very, very cool stimulus. If you haven't done these yet, try them out. They're very, very effective in building that upper body strength, specifically in an unstable environment, so they can transfer over to things like gymnastics, all right? If you only have one dumbbell, or your dumbbells are too heavy, all right? If your dumbbell's too heavy, you can switch to one dumbbell and just grab both heads, and we'll pull down the elbows, and just like so. All right, that's gonna make your life a little bit easier than trying to press dumbbells that are too heavy. Okay, after we do 5 reps here, we're gonna ditch the dumbbell. We're gonna go 30 air squats. These are just recovery reps to kind of eat up time and to make sure we're not just resting. We're keeping the blood flowing, and we're kind of counteracting what we just did in the bench press with our legs. Just move us through some nice solid air squats. Or if you have a machine, you can kind of use a machine and do meters on a bike or a rower or whatever. All right, so muscle endurance, move through it at a nice, easy pace, and just get that, it's all about that bench press today, all right? Have fun. Okay guys, today, Friday's METCON. We are going to have to deal with a lot of shoulder stability, all right? So make sure those shoulders are stacked, they're active, meaning that your scap is on, okay? Not dead. We want that scap retracted, on, and stacked through all of these movements, okay? Whether we're pulling in a bar muscle up, or we're supporting overhead, or even if we're in a front rack, upper back, upper back, upper back. So key today. If that starts to get exhausted, and it will, what do we lean on? Appropriate pacing. So let's nip that in the butt before it even happens. Pace appropriately. When you feel any kind of when you feel any it's still alive though. If you feel any sort of burning, just take that little break. That little break will go a long way in the last half of this workout. Okay, so just going through the movements, this is a pyramid chipper, so we're gonna go through the front bit and then we go back down after. So first movement, we go overhead reverse lunges. So remember, we talked about stacking. Bessie's got a really, really good grip on this thing because it's loose, okay? And it's butted up against the top there. This allows us, it kind of pulls us into this nice stacked position rather than just holding on and gripping it tight to the kettlebell. So loose grip, contracted hard through the tricep, elbow to the ear, all right? And that's gonna help us keep a nice straight line. Switch as needed, all right? And presto, we've got a weight. So weighted V-ups right here. This is if you're kind of wanting some lat activation through this. We're gonna bring this back just over the eyes, just to get that little bit of angle and that little bit of pressure on the lats. If we bring it too far forward, we're not gonna get enough lat activation. So we want it not directly stacked, just over the eyes, maybe even back a bit further. We're gonna bring it there every time. Watch your shoulders on this, can get aggressive, and then we're gonna meet in the middle. Very, very tough. We're gonna come back, all the way back. Let's go, Bessie, no cheating. And remember, you can breathe, you don't have to go red like a tomato like Bessie here. Take it on. Good, all right. So, weighted V up. If you want some lat activation, very tough movement, however. All right, now we get to the single surrender lunges. We did surrender lunges yesterday. So we want that in a front rack position, and we're just down and up in a surrender lunge. These can kind of be tempoed quickly, but make sure, like we talked about before, you're nice and tight in that upper back. Again, we can switch whenever we want to. Cool, now dumbbell goes down. After we get to those reps, those required reps, then we go bar muscle up, Okay, so if you have a bar and you can do bar muscle ups, great. All right. We're gonna talk about we want this focus to be on our non-equipment options. So we're gonna play a video right here of seated bar muscle ups. And this is good for if you don't have a high bar, if you have kind of a lower bar that you can't really do a muscle up on. And it's a really good scale, because what this movement does is it helps the athlete focus and isolate their focus on bringing those hips to the bar. If you don't bring the hips effectively to the bar in this drill, then you're not getting over the bar. Okay, so this drill is really good for today's purposes, and it has that lat activation, shoulder stability, and all that. All right, if you don't have any of these options, we're going over here. This isn't a scale for a bar muscle up, it's a scale for more of a ring muscle up, but we're gonna stay in the muscle up family anyway. And we're gonna bring the hips back a little bit further. So let's get the feet back further, yeah. And then, so the Russian dip, we're gonna focus on that, lean through that rock through to the bottom of the dip. So the shoulders kind of go in a semicircle down to the fists through that ab compression. And what we don't want is we don't wanna see that rockiness that Besky just showed you. We wanna see ab compression. So we're down in the dip, we rock back. We can, to make it easier, we can bend the knees a little bit, and then we can more easily do that core compression. And we want to make sure we go right down to the bottom of the dip. And we want to compress through the core, not muscle over with the arms, just like that. All right? So once we get to the muscle up and we get through those 20 reps, we go back down the way we came in this pyramid chipper. And watch out, spicy on the shoulders, but really, really effective.